Thanks for joining us on the CBN News Channel. I'm Charlene Israel. Once more, a big winter storm is blasting the upper Midwest. A spring snow isn't unheard of for that part of the country, especially after such a harsh winter season. However, some may be wondering why all of this is going on if we're facing global warming. The answer is the globe hasn't been warming. Gary Lane has the story.
The calendar may say it's spring, but a major winter-like snowstorm is wreaking havoc on the lives of Americans from the Rockies to the Upper Plains. 13 states are either under a storm watch or warning. 9 inches of snow fell on Denver, while Nebraska and the Dakotas expected as much as 2 feet. Powerful winds ripped the roof off this Harley-Davidson store in Pueblo, Colorado, and derailed a train off its tracks in Nebraska. Thick ice was the problem in Sioux Falls, causing many trees to fall on houses.
I thought I heard a very large thunderclap, so I thought I better go out there and see what's going on. And my reaction was, oh my God.
The tree that crashed into the roof of the Imker house also damaged their car. While the Imkers and their neighbors clean up, some scientists are wondering what's happening with the weather. Are we really experiencing global warming? While greenhouse gases have soared in the past 15 years, air temperatures at the Earth's surface have not. According to The Economist magazine, 100 billion tons of carbon were added to the atmosphere during the period 2000 to 2010. That's 1/4 of all man-created CO2s put there since 1750. A NASA scientist reports the 5-year mean global temperature has remained flat for the past decade. While some believe those statistics prove man-made climate change isn't as bad as previously feared, The Economist magazine still says global warming is happening, but skeptics remain unconvinced, including perhaps some of the Americans who are digging out from this week's spring snowstorm. Gary Lane, CBN News.
President Obama is set to deliver his long-awaited 2014 budget to Congress today. The $3.77 trillion spending plan proposes more tax hikes to help cut the deficit. It also calls for cuts in the growth of spending and reductions in the growth of benefits like Social Security. Some Democrats are attacking the plan because it affects Social Security and Medicare, while Republicans reject the president's efforts to raise more taxes on high-income earners. The Obama administration maintains the proposal is balanced with the proper mix of spending cuts and tax increases. The federal government is wasting uncounted billions of taxpayer dollars because of overlapping programs. The government's own General Accounting Office issued that finding. USA Today reports the study found 31 areas of duplicated spending. For example, at least 23 federal agencies run hundreds of programs to support renewable energy. Agencies spend billions on data for maps without checking to see if any other government agency already has maps they could use. And each branch of the armed services has its own camouflage uniforms without sharing them with other services. The report can't say how much money is being wasted. Oklahoma Republican Senator Tom Coburn says the big problem the GAO had, if you read the report, they can't adequately estimate their savings because agencies can't tell them how much they're spending. We're a mess. While some lawmakers in California are seeking to remove tax exemptions from the Boy Scouts because of its ban on gays, Democrat State Senator Ricardo Lara introduced the measure. The legislation would deny tax-exempt status to the Scouts and other nonprofit youth groups that discriminate against on the basis of identity, race, sexual orientation, nationality, or religion. If passed, the Boy Scouts would have to pay corporate taxes on donations and income from fees. The bill is set for an initial committee hearing today. Nudity and cursing may soon be allowed on broadcast TV. The Federal Communications Commission wants to loosen restrictions on nudity and expletives, including the F word. This would even occur during hours when children may be watching. In the years after the Janet Jackson Super Bowl incident, the FCC faced a large number of obscenity complaints. Now the commission is asking for permission to stop enforcing strict standards and just focus on the worst cases. But they're allowing public input during the month of April. Joining us now for more is Melissa Henson of the Parents Television Council. Melissa, the Parents Television Council has several objections to this proposal. Take us through them.
If we go from a standard where anything that is indecent, legally indecent, can be prosecuted by the FCC, can be fined, to a standard where it's up to the FCC to determine if something is egregious, then that does introduce a certain arbitrariness, and it does allow the likelihood, the probability that we're going to face another 10 years in courts. With the networks challenging the FCC for being too capricious in how they're applying the indecency fines.
Would this change benefit the entertainment industry at the expense of families?
Absolutely, it would. The FCC is supposed to be there to protect consumers. It's not supposed to be an advocacy arm of the entertainment industry, but that seems like that's what it's evolving into. They're there to uphold standards of decency across the broadcast medium because the broadcast airwaves are owned by the American people. They are not owned by ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox. They are owned by us, the people. And if they are not going to be defending the interests of family viewers at home and instead defending the interests of the networks, then why have the FCC?
Mm-hmm. Well, Parents Television Council says that the FCC has been dragging its feet on enforcing decency standards. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I can't think of any enforcement actions that have been taken since Julius Jankowski has been the chairman of the FCC. And so they just recently arbitrarily decided to dismiss about 1 million indecency complaints that had been standing there unadjudicated for the last several years because they said they were stale. So again, here again, it seems like the FCC is acting as an advocacy arm for the entertainment industry and not acting in the best interest of the consumers and owners of the broadcast airwaves.
But Melissa, what can parents do to stop this proposal from going forward?
You can go to fcc.gov, go to the website, and there's a section there where you can file public comment. And we would encourage people to go there and let the FCC know that this proposed rules change is not in the best interest of consumers. It's not in the best interest of the viewing public, and it's not in the best interest of the owners of the broadcast airwaves.
For sure. Melissa Henson, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
South Korea's defense ministry says North Korea could fire a missile any day. U.S. officials agree that a missile is fueled and ready for launch, but the target is unknown. The Pentagon says it is ready to shoot down a missile if necessary.
Would you recommend such action?
If the missile was in defense of the homeland, I would certainly recommend that action. And if it was defense of our allies, I would recommend that action.
The South Korean government is on high alert, a threat level just short of war. It says Kim Jong-un's regime is just blustering, but military officials say that the young leader is much more unpredictable than his father or grandfather. Congressman Frank Wolf is calling on President Obama to speak up for Egypt's persecuted Christians. Wolf says the president should forcefully denounce attacks on Coptic believers at their main cathedral in Cairo last weekend. An angry mob threw firebombs and rocks at Christians outside the cathedral on Sunday, leaving 2 dead. Wolf says attacks on Christians will continue unless Mr. Obama speaks out. Meanwhile, Egypt's Coptic Pope has accused his country's president of negligence. Pope Tewodros says Mohamed Morsi has broken his promise to protect the country's Christians. A little more than 5 years ago, a young Israeli boy opened what looked like a holiday package left on his doorstep. The package was a bomb. It was one in a series of attacks targeting the family of Ami Ortiz and others. On Tuesday, an Israeli court brought the case to end by sentencing American-born Jack Titel for those attacks. As Chris Mitchell reports, an amazing part of the story deals with the forgiving spirit shown by Ami Ortiz and his parents.
Jack Titel walked into the Jerusalem courtroom unrepentant. He said he had no regrets. The judge responded with 2 life sentences in 2 murder cases and an additional 30 years for other crimes.
We hope that this heavy punishment will deter any others who may think of doing any kind of terror activities or participating in such.
Titel's reign of terror included killing 2 Arabs and sending a bomb to the house of Messianic pastors David and Leah Ortiz. The explosion nearly killed then 15-year-old Ami Ortiz. Miraculously, he survived. At one point, Titel claimed he did God's will, but during sentencing, the judge said his holy work had become dust under his feet and that his actions contradicted the values of the Jewish state. Part of his mission included eradicating Jews who believe Jesus is the Jewish Messiah from Israel. Ironically, his actions spread the news of those Messianic Jews throughout the country.
The Lord has, in His mercy, has chosen us to suffer for His name's sake, that His name should be lifted up. But that's the only thing we can take with us, only Jesus.
Leah Ortiz says from the very beginning, God told her to pray for the man who tried to kill her son.
He gave me his love for Jack Titel. I didn't know who Jack Titel was, but he gave me the love of God and told me to pray for the person that did this and to pray for his salvation.
Have you and David and Ami and the family forgiven Jack?
All of us had to from the very beginning. Otherwise, we would have been prisoners along with him. We would have been destroyed. We wouldn't have been able to receive any kind of healing in our lives whatsoever.
Yossi Greiber is the family's lawyer.
For me, I consider them as heroes to deal at the same time with the medical situation, with a son that almost died in the explosive. On the other hand, deal with all the psychological situation. The family, all the house was destroyed by the explosives.
Yet they credit the prayers of believers from around the world.
It was their prayers that were able to lift us up and keep us afloat. Without the prayers, we won't be able to do it.
I have never known the Lord as Emmanuel as I have through this situation. He has stayed so close to us. We have experienced the body of Christ around the world in a way that is unbelievable.
David and Leah Ortiz express relief at the verdict, grateful Title cannot harm other families, and hope one day to visit him in jail to share God's love. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Coming up, making dreams come true, how this NFL superstar is giving ordinary Americans a second chance.
Today we're on a field trip to discover what inflation is doing to our paper money. In this hand is a $20 bill, and in this hand is a $20 US gold coin. They used to have the same buying power, but how much can they buy today? In this first basket is what my $20 bill buys: milk, bread, peanut butter, and jelly. And here's what one $20 gold coin will buy: 6 baskets full, worth nearly $2,000, almost 100 times more food, simply by owning gold dollars instead of paper dollars. History shows that the gold coins have been the best way to beat the rising cost of living. So class, the moral is that unless you want to live on peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in the future, you should turn some paper dollars into gold coins now. How and why is explained in a new book, The Great Debasement. Call the number below for a totally free copy. And that's the simple truth.
Help! If an emergency happened right now, you can have help at the push of a button with Medical Alert.
Remember when I took that fall, Mary?
Oh, yes, that was terrible.
Yes, it was.
Help!
And I thought, what if you hadn't been there? I ordered my Medical Alert the next day.
I can't describe how safe I feel now with my Medical Alert. You didn't know I was wearing it, did you?
Medical Alert is easy to install, waterproof, and covers you inside your home and out.
It helps me feel safe from fires, break-ins.
And of course, a Medical Alert. And if you don't have a home phone, don't worry. They have that covered.
There's always help at the push of a button. Don't wait till you need it.
Get Medical Alert for less than $1 a day. There are no long-term contracts. Order now and get your second button free. Call for your free brochure.
For your free Medical Alert system with second button free, call 800-575-8507.
From CBN.
Broken Eardrum is playing at the Civic tonight.
And you'll just have to miss it.
This is so incredibly unfair.
A special story of love and sacrifice.
Joy, Mom comes up with something.
Christopher Quantum, you and I are going to discuss your attitude right this minute. Superbook.
No.
Join the Superbook DVD Club and get Superbook's newest episode, He is Risen. Plus 2 copies to share with others. All for your gift of $25.
They have arrested Jesus, the Messiah. Do you not know that I have the power to crucify you?
No! Please! You can't!
They've taken him to Golgotha. We must hurry.
Mary is about to lose her son. The worst thing any mother could face. I am not leaving her.
Superbook. It's an amazing way to build a strong spiritual foundation in the children you love.
Mary, who are you looking for?
I've seen him! He is alive!
Superbook. He is risen. Available now.
Former NFL quarterback and Super Bowl MVP Kurt Warner is launching a new TV show this week. It's called The Moment, and it's all about helping people make their career dreams come true. Here's a quick sneak peek from the first episode airing this Thursday night on the USA Network.
I remember those feelings, getting a playbook about this thick. I was so overwhelmed. I had this feeling that it's exactly what you're going through right now. You know, I didn't want to fail. I didn't want to go in and go, I didn't want them to remember me as failing.
Right.
But then a few weeks later, I remember turning in that playbook because I got cut. And it was probably one of the greatest lessons that I ever learned is that, you know, you're not going to be defined by failure.
And Kurt Warner joins us now with more. Kurt, thanks for joining us. First of all, tell us a little more about your series premiere. Who's the first person you're helping?
Well, the first person is a gal that wants to be a sports photographer. The premise of the show is not just giving people a second chance, but giving people who were chasing their dream and had to step away from it from some unknown circumstance or some circumstance that was out of their control. And unfortunately, the gal in our first episode had a divorce that forced her to step away from her dream. And one of those things that she never knew if she was going to get back to it. So we get to step in and give her a chance to chase that dream, and inspires a lot of people to go and chase their passions as well.
Tell us about some of the other people on your show and how you help them.
I think a lot of people are going to be able to relate to the stories of the 9 different hopefuls that we have on in season 1, because there's so many different storylines of reasons why they aren't chasing their dream and things that they have to overcome to truly, you know, free themselves to chase that dream, to be who they want to be. And that's really what this show is all about.
Now, you were given a second chance yourself. Talk about your own story and how your NFL dream came true.
You know, things were going well until I headed off to college, where I ended up sitting on the bench for 4 years. Then I got cut from my first NFL tryout. Then I ultimately went to work in a grocery store for a while before trying to generate a second chance in the NFL. And I was very fortunate. 27 years old, the St. Louis Rams gave me a second opportunity to live my dream. And with that, I was able to turn it into a 12-year career and have a lot of success along the way. I saw how it changed me as an individual, how it changed my family, the direction that my career took, and it's a big reason why I'm a part of this show.
I understand your Christian faith played a big role in your own second chance. Is that what inspired you to get involved with this show?
We know the Christian faith is all about second chances, you know, that we're all given a second chance. We all have places where we fall short, and God comes in and gives us all a second chance. So that underlying theme is a part of everything I do in life, and definitely a part of the show.
Excellent. Well, we'll certainly be tuning in, and the show is called The Moment, and it premieres Thursday night on the USA Network. Kurt, thanks for talking with us about it. We're looking forward to seeing it.
Thanks for having me on.
Up next, we'll visit the dead zone, where crime is the only growth industry and murder is an everyday occurrence. See what's being done to save this American city.
Attention sleep apnea patients. Are you tired of the expense and hassle of getting your CPAP and BiPAP supplies? Are you fed up with dealing with ill-fitting, leaking, or worn-out masks and straps? Are you worried about the effects that unsanitary tubes, cushions, and filters have on your health? If you said yes to any of these questions, Allied Medical Supply Network has the solution to your problems. You could qualify to have your supplies regularly delivered right to your door at little or no cost to you. That's right, no more inconvenience, no worn-out masks and straps, no more unsanitary equipment, just restful sleep. Call Allied Medical Supply Network today to determine if you may qualify to receive your fresh, brand-name supplies at little or no cost. Don't delay. Call us now to see if you are eligible to save money on regular delivery of your CPAP and BiPAP supplies. Call 1-800-815-9947. That's 1-800-815-9947. Or go to cpapsupplyhelpline.com.
announcing an important breakthrough in healthcare that can benefit everyone. If you or anyone you love needs affordable health insurance, regardless of a pre-existing medical condition, call Quick Insurance 123 today and get the immediate relief you deserve. Quick Insurance 123 was created to provide affordable health insurance to all uninsured Americans, with or without pre-existing conditions. This is not a discount card. This is a real insurance program that lets you choose from many affordable health plans, with access to doctors, hospitals, emergency services, and more. So call the number on your screen now and get the health coverage you need just for calling. As a special bonus, we'll send you a free prescription savings card that could save you up to 85% on your prescriptions. That's right, you could save up to 85% on your prescriptions just for calling. Call Quick Insurance 123 to find out how you can get affordable health insurance and receive your free prescription savings card just for calling. Don't wait. Getting a free quote is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Call today.
It looks like the war zone of a third world country, and people living there are like the walking dead. Detroit was once one of America's most successful cities. Now it's on the brink of bankruptcy, and the buildings are in ruins, and the residents who could get out are long gone. Chuck Holton brings us this shocking story.
Some call this the dead zone. An area of near complete destruction many miles across. No schools or hospitals, and few public services. Crime is the only growth industry here, with a murder rate higher than that of Colombia. This isn't Syria, Afghanistan, or Sarajevo. It's inner city America. Welcome to Detroit.
No police, citizens are leaving because crime is very high. Those who can leave, are able to leave, they are leaving. Of course, there are some who cannot.
It's hard to believe that there are places in the United States of America that look like this. I've been all over the world in the last 12 months, and aside from Mogadishu, I don't think I've seen any place that looks this bad. This is actually a historic building. It used to be the place where Packards and Studebakers were made. But today, it looks like a zombie apocalypse movie. While there's plenty of disagreement on the cause, there's no question on the result. Many urban areas are becoming virtual wasteland. Here in Detroit, half of the citizens are functionally illiterate, and some city officials say the true rate of joblessness is over 50%. The city has so far avoided bankruptcy, though its long-term debt is greater than that of Zimbabwe or El Salvador. It's a vicious circle. The lack of jobs means loss of tax revenue. That has led to deep cuts in city services, including fire and police. Sergeant John Bennett has been a Detroit City cop for 16 years.
We've lost on the police department 1,000 officers that haven't been replaced in the last 5 to 6 years.
Those who remain say they can't protect the city, which now has the highest rate of violent crime in America.
How do you keep a city safe that has no tax base and the population is running out the back door, the front door, and the side door? What do you do? How do you stem that tide? What do you do to stop the bleeding?
I'm standing only about 100 yards inside the Detroit city limits, and right here I can see over a dozen homes that are either abandoned or burned out. They say here in Detroit there are over 45,000 homes like that, but the root cause may have less to do with the economic downturn and more to do with government corruption. More government assistance hasn't helped. Several Detroit companies received bailout funds totaling nearly $100 billion. Yet Detroit still has the highest rates of poverty and welfare dependency in the nation.
I don't know how long I'm going to stay, honestly. I don't know how much longer I can hang on. Up to this point has been my commitment, my love of the city, my love of the community. This is my home. But as one of my coworkers said, when she left, she said, I love the city, but it didn't love me back.
Where the government has failed, private charities are stepping in. One of the largest, Detroit Rescue Mission Ministries, provides meals and shelter for thousands of homeless every day.
The Detroit Rescue Mission Ministry started as a soup kitchen, and now we have progressed to being not only an emergency shelter, but also transitional housing, permanent housing, a treatment center for those suffering from drug and substance abuse or mental health issues, as well as we have different programs that help to rebuild the city.
These programs are making a difference for people like Dwayne Tabb, who serves as the facilities supervisor at one of the mission's campuses.
10 years ago, I came to the Detroit Rescue Mission. I was homeless.
I was lost. I was drug addicted. I went into 90-day treatment. I went to school. I got an associate's degree, continued on and got a bachelor's degree, and I continued and got my master's. So I know that Detroit Rescue Mission saves lives.
In so doing, the Detroit Rescue Mission isn't just serving up food and shelter, but something better, which they believe actually has the power to turn the tide in America's inner cities.
Not only do we provide life skills to these individuals, but we also minister the Word of God, which ultimately is the crux of our mission.
From Detroit, Michigan, I'm Chuck Holton for CBN News.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
When you're driving along and your cell phone rings, do your eyes instantly go off the road? Then you need to get a grip. Hi, David Jones here with the new GripGo, the most versatile hands-free mount that will instantly grip any phone for safe driving. Just attach the suction cup to your windshield or dash, and GripGo grabs your phone ultra fast. Then it peels right off. And don't worry, there's no sticky residue left behind. The 360-degree pivoting mount allows you to always get the perfect viewing angle. It's even strong enough to grab and hold this expensive smartphone out the window. Yet it comes right off with ease. That's the advantage of GripGo. You can get the amazing GripGo with dashboard mount for only $14.95. We'll send you a second kit free. Just pay separate processing and handling. Get 2 complete GripGo systems for just $14.95.
To order GripGo for $14.95 plus processing and handling, call 1-800-709-5259 or order online at getgripgo.com.
Jim is 38, mortgage, married, 3 great kids. He wants to protect his family with a $500,000 term life insurance policy. What do you think it'll cost him? $100 a month? 60? 40? Actually, none of the above. Jim can get a $500,000 policy from a highly rated insurer for under $19 a month. His secret? SelectQuote. SelectQuote is impartial. They'll comparison shop the pick of insurance companies like these to give you a choice of your best prices. SelectQuote has great savings on term life for women, too. Jim's wife, Deidre, can get a $500,000 policy for under $16 a month. SelectQuote has helped make term life insurance affordable for hundreds of thousands of people since 1985. How about you? Just call this number or go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Finally, a Texas church is making a dream come true for a homeless couple in Houston. The two said their I do's in front of members of Houston's First Baptist Church. Church members donated the dress, decorations, and food for the ceremony and reception of Brian Prejean and Wanda Ware. The couple has known each other for years while living on the street. They grew closer together as they both worked towards cleaning up their lives with the help from the church.
Started talking to him, we started dating. I've been knowing him about 7 years. He's really a great guy with a good heart, and he loves God, and that's what I was looking for, a man that loved God.
Beautiful. First Baptist even pulled together enough money to send the pair on a honeymoon. God bless them, it's beautiful. Well, that's going to do it now for the CBN News Channel. You can find more of our exclusive coverage of the issues you care most about at cbnnews.com. Tell us what you think about the stories you've seen today. You can do that on Facebook or at CBN News on Twitter. Have a great day. God bless.
If you had a choice between going bald and a full head of hair, which would you choose? Advances in medical science have resulted in the world's first and only permanent solution to hair loss.
Yes!
You wash it, you cut it. It's your own real, naturally growing hair. When it comes to hair restoration, no one in the world has more experience than Bosley. The results look completely natural and are affordable on nearly any budget. But the entire process can't be explained in 60 brief seconds. So to find out more about this clinically proven and permanent solution to hair loss, call now to receive your free no-obligation information kit. It'll answer all of your questions about hair loss and hair restoration. Plus, we'll also send you this $250 gift certificate just for calling. Every day you wait, you're losing more hair. So don't put it off any longer. You owe it to yourself to find out the facts. Choose hair. Choose Bosley.
Call 800-868-9957. That's 800-868-9957.
Introducing the CBN Bible from CBN.com. Now, an easier way to study the Bible and grow in your faith. Highlight your favorite verse. Read separate versions at a glance. Click and read a commentary. Or cross-reference your favorite verse using the Strong's Concordance. All the right tools to study the Bible, all in one place. The CBN Bible, available at cbn.com/Bible or the iTunes App Store.